Avoidance loves situationships, especially dismissive avoidance and fearful avoidance that mean dismissive. What's a situationship? Well, a situationship is when you're acting like you're in a committed relationship. You're acting like you're a couple, but without putting the title and the commitment on it. Why do they love situationships? Because it gives them all the access to the benefits of the relationship without the responsibility of the emotional burden of their partner, without having the responsibility to show up emotionally for their partner. It gives them one foot out the door constantly. Now, this all stems from consistent childhood emotional neglect. This is a person that was on the receiving end of profound, consistent emotional neglect. Their emotional needs were not met at all in childhood, often growing up in households where you don't talk about feelings, where parents don't say, I love you. Problem is, the child personalizes that neglect to grow up to feel defective and unlovable. It's a deep wound of shame. And shame is what drives this dismissive behavior. It's all based on avoiding feeling their own shame and avoiding exposing their own shame. Now, the reason why they fear that commitment, why they fear that emotional responsibility, is because they believe at their core that they are defective and unlovable. It's that shame. And if they get too close, if they let this person in, they're ultimately going to disappoint their partner, and their partner is going to figure out that they're not so great and they're going to reject them, and it's going to hurt. It's all a fear of rejection based on shame. So by not fully committing, they get to have the excuse to keep their walls up and create emotional distance between themselves and their partner. They don't have to get vulnerable. They're not committed. They get to avoid exposing that wound of shame. So that is why commitment is so terrifying to them. Because if you commit to a partner, especially at a deeper level, it goes unspoken. It's an unspoken expectation that you have to be willing to be vulnerable with the partner that you're committed to. You can't have walls up with a partner that you're in a committed relationship with. So, commitment equals vulnerability. Vulnerability means shame gets exposed. Shame gets exposed, it means they get rejected. So, commitment equals rejection. So, they're terrified of it, especially when they have a healthy, loving partner. Because if their partner is emotionally available to them, there's a pressure for them to be available and vulnerable in return for the loving partner. The one caveat is they typically have no fear committing to a partner that is emotionally unavailable, especially narcissistic, because the narcissistic, unavailable partner is dismissive of emotions, and they have walls up, so the avoidant gets to keep their walls up. There's no threat of emotional intimacy in that relationship. So that's why a lot of dismissive avoidants have long-term relationships with narcissistic partners.